Going live. You're going live. Going live. Going live. Oh, I already got a like, but it was myself. I got a message I have to answer. Where is that? No, there's no. Okay, so let me go back to going live. Stripe, solid, round, square, triangle, line, octagon, pentagon. Where did they get all these names from? Octagon, pentagon. And did they call the round, like round starts with an R, so if things are capitalized and mean something, the R in round is telling me about Venus. It's telling me about how do I get it. For me, it's a special number because of what the French say. And the way we get to number 10. How can we create 10? All the ways to create 10. 1 and 9, the spirit. 2 and 8, the cycle. 3 and 7, creation of the 3 gates of the 3 little pigs with the flat nose. 3 flat noses all come together and it creates the eye. You can't, can we count the elephant's flat nose and all the animals with flat noses? Just give me a second. Mars, yes, Mars. Okay, hold on a second. Copy. Okay, hold on a second. Just 1 second here. Okay, what is the question about Mars? You want to ask me here so I can possibly answer you? And we were talking about round, but by the way, I just sent somebody a link to the video, so I'm going to get off the round and okay, I got to take off this one thing. So I'm going to continue on the round part. Just got to get my camera back over here, stretch it out. Okay, so you can write, I have you on one screen and I've got my video on the other screen. And it's funny, if you have it on, I'm looking at it now. Okay, it shows one person. What do you want to know about Mars? By the way, this is my casa. This is my casa. So let me know what you want to know about Mars. I like when I put that bright light on my face. I like when it's really bright. I like when I change the theme. I was talking about round, but I'm going to switch it to Mars. Mars. What about Mars? Mars has 2 moons. Mars has a numeric value of 51. They're always talking about Area 51. We drive down Highway 15 to get to area. Where's Area 51? But Highway 15 is in Nevada. And the two things about Nevada is a lot of Bitcoin. All of a sudden, tons and tons of Bitcoin companies. Where are they opening up? Nevada. Hey, go figure. Well, I'm not sure if I couldn't tell you, and I have no idea where we come from. But in order to get somewhere, you have to create and recreate. I mean, for years, I'm just going to go off subject. That I just throw myself around. And they talked about one thing. You got to go on the things that they can't solve. The mystery of the monkey. Do we come from apes? Are we like apes? Trial and error. They created a monkey. They created an ape. And then, oh my God, look, it's not like an ape. It's almost like an ape. Where'd all the hair go? Well, there's some hair, not all the hair. We need a little bit of the hair. Why do we need the hair? The extension of what? It's like the hair. I mean, there's scientists in the world that are going to tell us why our hair grows. Okay, but there's a reason for it. I don't know what the reason is. I mean, some animals really don't have it very much hair and they got thick skin. We were created. Darwin's theory might be true. There was a big explosion. Of course there was. When the river broke and you came out of your mother, that was a big explosion to somebody. All kinds of big explosions. And if you watch TV, where's the big explosion? Always in the laboratory. Always in the laboratory. We can watch these two rats. There's two rats online, Pinky and the something or other. And just listen to everything that goes on. Everything relates to something, something else. There's a pattern to everything. Robert Edward Grant has a ton of stuff. Here's your pattern to our creation. One of the patterns to our creation. And why I say it is because we are 5665 in creation, giving us the 365 days a year. Okay. Our crisscross gives us our freedom 55. Freedom, the word freedom is 66. Woman is number 66. Corona is number 66. And they're always having, in the times, this has to do with me. And when I grew up, they always had the commercials for life insurance or for something to do with your age. And it was always freedom 55. The numeric value for chronos, which is really time, is number 47. Jesus is number 74. 7 and 4 is also the numeric value to create the letters G-D, God. 5 and what is the next number over here? After that is 38, which is the gold. It also represents the CH, creation of the heaven. Creation of the heaven is creation of 6 and 9 because of the art design I will show you. And the last one on here is 92, and that is our birth from the church and the spirit of 76. And not because I want to say it, it's because that's exactly what the words are for the value. And I will tell you every single number if you want to know. In order to create, first of all, 92 is yellow, like the wall. The word yellow is 92. You can say 9 and 2. You can say 92. Then you can ask yourself a question. Where can we get this number 29? 1 times 4, 1 plus 4. Now we have 5 and 4. 5 times 4, 5 plus 4. Now we have 5 times 4, 20. 5 plus 4, 9. We have 29. We got the 29. Where else can we get it? Is there another mathematical equation that we can come and get number 29? Well, let me show you here so you can follow for those who don't have a pen and don't want to use their brain so much, because the cat is making photocopies. Hey, Tweety, you making photocopies tonight? Here it comes. Whoa. Oh, that's it. That's it, butterfly. Okay. 1 times 6 equals 2. And by the way, I look at number 16 as day. I look at 08 as night. And I look at 16 as day. And they create the gateway. Pretty funny, eh? Now, why would it create the gateway? Did I just make that up? I don't like that my camera is very, very foggy here or something. I can't see so good. Do you see it good? Is it me or the screen? A lot of shadow, a lot of darkness. Lately, nothing seems to be working. Let me make my picture bigger. Yeah, this is really weird. How can I straighten that out? Can I straighten it out this way? Just give me a second. I'm going to play with my autofocus. Wow, it doesn't want to work. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Nothing seems to be working. Okay, we're just going to continue like this. All right. So we have, and where do we get 16 and 8? Well, we get 4 times 4, and 4 plus 4 equals to 16 equals to 08. This can also be flipped upside down. It can also be 91. So everything, it's made this way because that's the system. It is that way because that's the way the digital system works. Everything, it's like blocks. It's like putting one block in the other one. Here's a round block, and here's a square block, and here's a triangle. Can I put the triangle block in the square? I'm asking everybody, Can I put this triangle block inside the square hole? If you said no, you are wrong. I could put this triangle block into any one of these spaces, as long as this triangle block is smaller than the spaces of the other blocks. So we're going to get back to day and night. And day and night is because of 44. Now, how do we create 44? We create it from 84. 8 times 4 equals 32. 8 plus 4 equals to 12. This is equals to 5. This equals to 3. And that's your 11 craps. And that is from the game of craps. This one means Sun, Pluto. There are other meanings, but these are the first that I came along with. 32 is beta creation, creation of 6 and 5. And that 5 and 6 equals 11. And that is Yo, the student of Earth from Mars. And the reason I tell you this is because the Y equals to the 25th letter. 25 or 52 equals to Earth and the heart. The Y, sorry, that's the Y. Where's that other letter? Where's the other letter? Oh, the O. I'm sorry, the O. Oh, say, can you see? We'll put a flag on it. In fact, we'll put 18 flags on it. 9 on the front, and 9 in the back. 9 and 9 equals to 18. 9 times 9 is 81. We get 99. We have Jupiter. And in Jupiter, when we reverse it, we get 66. Now we have to go ahead and look at our keyboard and see where that is, because that's a whole other ball game. So now we have 99 and 66. When we put 99 and 66 together or separate them, they're going to tell us a story. This is where your 8 is created between 6 and 9. 2 sides creating the 8. One side is the 9 side. The other side is the 6 side. How it works, I do not know. Okay, this is where Venus comes in, because the numeric value for Venus is 81, and this is what I like to call the residing or resident angel. And you have to look at the letters. The entity, okay, of Mars. What does it mean, the word re? Does it mean referring to, or does it mean prior? Why I say Mars is because in a letter, which is the 19th letter representing the spirit, it is also looking like a number 5, where the I looks like a 1 with a little capsule at the top. Maybe we'll try 510. Not sure which way I want to go with this, but just let's look at the capsule at the top. Because if there's a capsule at the top, there might be another capsule upside down, and then we'll see the area and situation this way. So we're going to see 210 and 510. 210 now represents birth, and it represents birth in from the moon. Why it means birth in from the moon? Because this 0 over here, and then I'm going to put a 0.0 so we can go a little deeper into it, becomes this. The diameter of the moon diameter, if I get that, I'm not really sure. I hope it's the diameter, okay, which don't keep the meter running, right? Dia of day, the day meter, don't keep it running. The 21, okay, this is our clock, and this is our cube. This is our half-life from the church. 216 is the birth. 9 months times 24 hours equals 216. The diameter of the moon is 216, and which is 3476 kilometers. Now, if I go to kilometers, if you go to the roulette wheel and look up orphan children, there's one section in the orphan children that it'll read. In fact, you don't have to do it. I can do it myself. I got one of these cards right over here. It reads right over here. Here it is, 17 76, 346, right over here. 3476, 3476. And if you look up orphan children, okay, orphan children, right over here, and it's 3 numbers that create this, and the total is 57. And over here on the opposite side, right here, let me go over here. Okay. And there's 5 numbers here for 11 craps. Number 35. 5 numbers create 75. See the page just getting bigger. 5 numbers. 5 numbers, and don't forget that number sign has got 9 areas of the cat. And there's a whole other thing that goes with that. Let's leave that out for now. You got 5 numbers equaling to 75. What is the value of each number? What is the value? 5 times 15 times 5 equals 75. The 15 is Mars. Now, how do we get the 57? Well, 3 by 19 equals the creation of the spirit. CSOE. These are the, I don't know if they go together, if it means anything, what it is, but this one happens to be the numeric value for the moon, and it is the female and the male. How so? Because these prime numbers are created from these numbers over here in the star system. The star system sets out with 1 diamond, okay, and 1 tiny little square. And this will grow on you, and it'll create a complete other situation. In the diamond, you're showing you hold to this center over here. Okay, you cannot create the diamond without using 4 squares. And what's going to happen is you're only allowed to use what's online. I don't have to pass. I only can create a plus sign. So the plus sign goes with the diamond. The multiplication sign goes over here. I'm going outside the space just to show you, but I'm showing you you can't do anything else. You cannot go through here because there's no line telling you exactly where to go. The guidance, my guidance are these lines telling me exactly what I can be about, but I don't want to be about because then it's a decimal point being about. So the 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals to 2 equals to 3. Total is 5. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals to 3 equals to 4. 3 and 4 is 7. We have 7 and 5, and that's the moon. And this will represent 3/4. What is missing? Earth is 1/4. So what does that mean? What did they do to make this whole, right? What's missing over here to make it whole to 100? Well, 43 is missing here, or 53 is missing here. I'm going to explain to you why. And 35 is missing here, and 25 is missing here. So I'm going to explain this whole thing to you. Here's your 11 craps. The student, the birth, the child is missing here. This is electric company, okay? Human light, electric company. Here's Earth's heart that comes over here. This is also represented, noted as 3/4. So that is DC. Okay, noted as 3/4. 3/4 is what fits right here onto the moon. Do you notice the way number 53 goes on to 57? It's the same thing because they're the same numbers. They're going to tell you the same story just about. So this will, but the difference is this is creating to 100 and this is creating to 100. So we need 43 to create to 100. 4 and 3 is 7. We need 2 and 5 with the 7, 5 to create 100. 2 and 5 is 7. So we both create the 77. That's where the Christ comes in. CHR first. Christ. C Archer. C Archer. I don't know if you want to put C or C Archer, or how about C Creature? And that can mean a whole lot. So this is how we came to this scenario. Now, where do we get all this? Where can we get 3 and 4 DC, right? Always DC. 7 times 7 times 7 equals CDC, or 343. 7 plus 7 plus 7, okay, equals to 21, or a total of 364, or 13 moons. for a 28-day cycle, which is created. As we spoke before, we were talking about time and Jesus, which is created from number 74. Right, that came from over here, from number 74, because 4 times 7 is 28 to the cycle, and 4 plus 7 is 11, equaling to 39. And now we're running a cycle that runs through Saturn, because yes, this is the Saturn number. Saturn, okay, I say we jack up and plug into Saturn. Saturn, number 39, has the same numeric value for the word 10, in which is created by adding A plus B plus C plus D. Can we create other ways? Printing paper. Can we create other ways to 10? This was my simple way. It's got to be the work for a child. We are the children of God. G dash D. This is the way I learned it. I have to understand more. Spirit heaven, dad, she and dad. I don't know. I'm just looking what the dash can possibly mean. So ABC, when you add them all, it equals to 10. When you multiply them all, it equals to 24. 4 by 3 is 12, by 2 is 24. The total is 34, which is the same equation as 6 times 4 and 6 plus 4, equaling to 24, equaling to 10. When you minus it, it is 14, and this is your DNA5 Mercury and Mars coming together. The M&Ms coming together. 103 and 51 equals 154, 514. So it's talking about Montreal. It's talking about the sun. 54 is the sun. 15 is Mars. Where else can I get this equation from? I've seen this equation before. 9 times 6 equals 54. 9 plus 6 equals to 15. And that's where this equation comes out, which is the same relative equation to 9 times 5 and 9 plus 5, equaling to 14, equaling to 45, which is telling me in Army talk, we pass through the fox, because the word fox is number 45. F, the 6th letter. O is the 15th letter. X is the 24th letter. Each one of them added up will equal to the number 6. 666, fox into the sun. So when you bring number 14 and number 15, or the letters N and the letters O, right? What happens here is pi begins 3.14159265. When you add 14 and 15 together, when you add 14 and 15, you get 29. When you add 1 to 5 is 6, 1 to 4 is 5, and you have the beginning of pi, and it's linked, and the exchange goes right over here. The foxhole passage through the sun, and the N is showing you that. See the N? It's showing you that. You're crossing over. You're crossing over, and number 15 is telling me I'm crossing over through Mars, and I am the student. Especially if you have a 0, third number, and you have a 0, you would have a 0 by putting a point. I'm that egg. I'm that student, and it's telling me in games. It's telling me in the roulette wheel. It's telling me in the crap game. Did we do the number 7 times 4? And the 7 and 4, I thought we did that somewhere already, but I guess we didn't. Sorry if I'm going this quick. When the information flows, I got to go with the flow. Otherwise, I can't go at all. This becomes 28 and 11. This 11 over here will recreate creation over and over and over. I'm gonna get back to the day and the night and how this all started. But for those who have not seen the simpletons of this, which is the beginning of the Fibonacci sequence. She's at it again. More paper coming out. Come on, print it all up. Use all my paper tonight. There you go. There comes another piece. Hey, beautiful. Say hello. You're on TV. Woo! You're on TV. You like that? Eh? Anyways, 1 times 1 equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So 1 and 2, okay, equals to 3. So A plus B equals to C. You know, if you're standing over here, everything around you, from here to here to here, this is one way. Or from here to here to here, this is the other way. Either your arms are stretched out this way or your arms are stretched out this way. If your arms are stretched out this way, you're facing this way. If your arms are stretched out this way, here's your arms. So this is one of the reasons I'm telling you this is for this dice cube over here. Okay, and I can put this into another formation as you lying down in bed. Okay, but in this scenario, okay, I cannot put my 6 over here. I need it to be all in the game. So all my positions will switch. You see, I can't have that one in here. I will need it over here. So when you look at the deck of cards, you'll see the 2 in the deck of cards where it's all the way up here and all the way down here. But yet when you get to the 8 card, you see it here and you see it here with these 3 dots over here in the 8 card. So there's a slight difference because the 2 part is right over here. The 2 part is showing there's 1 here and 1 here. When I put 1 here and 1 here, I can remove this. I can remove this, put 1 here and 1 here. So the 2 card is actually a representation of the 4 card. It's either the 2 or the 4. 2 or the 4. So now I'm asking myself a question. Is it Venus? Is it Venus and Mars and Earth and Mercury? I'm going to explain to you why. Earth has 1 moon, Mercury has none. Venus has no moons, Mars has 2, 10, 20. One way to look at it. Okay. Another way to look at it is to take Venus, okay, to take Venus and to put Venus, okay, and Earth together. Now you put Venus together with no moons and Earth with 1 moon, and then you put Mercury, okay, with no moons and Mars with 2 moons, you have 10, 20. This is telling you location. What is your 10, 20? What is your location? So it doesn't matter which way you go. But when we go this way, I get Earth 3 and I get Mercury 1, and that would be male or 13. And I would get Venus 2 and Mars 4. Now, this is telling me about 5, 9, and the cat and the day. I'm going to just use these basics. Oh, the house planet. The reason for the house planet, because the multiplication of this will create 8 and 6. Once you get 8 and 6 equaling to 14, you now have DNA, birth in the sun. I shouldn't say birth in the sun. And what's funny about this is it's 9 and 14 equaling to 23, created by 7 times 2 and 7 plus 2 equaling to 9 equals to 14 equals to a total of 23, in which we talked about electric company number 35 that went back. I'm not sure on what page. It went back over here to where we had the orphan children from the roulette, 5775, which is actually 77 Christ times 75, or 50 times 75, which you can use a multiple things about this. But I'd just like to say that it's the moon. It's 3/4. It's DC power. It's the DC power controlling the moon. And DC controls that moon. It shows me right here. It runs it up the cycle. Creation of 64. You can go 360 degrees, 364, 43 DC. Depends what you want to do with it. And that 6 happens to be a 0. because the 15th letter is the letter O. And the letter O, and I always talked about it, the value of 0 is 6, and it tells it to me on this dice cube, because all around 1 is 8. But when you flip it over, all you can use is 6, because 1 is in control of 2. It's this way or that way or going down. When it goes down and it spreads its wings, it ignites. See, we have the 2 here and the 1 is on the other side. I can't explain that. I'd have to rethink that, what I said. Somehow I don't think I explained that properly. So now what I want to do here is, now we ended up creating 13. And where do we, oh, this is right. It's 1 and 3, 31 slash or 13, whichever way you want to look at it. And this is going to bring you Spirit in the Moon. And this has to do with the deck of cards, okay? Because there are 13 cards, okay, times 7 equals to 91. It means when you add up 1 through 13, it equals to 91. If you take away, if you go 2 through 13, it equals to 90. And if you go 2 through 14, putting the ace on the other side, it equals to 104. 10-4, communication. I can hear you. Roger. This is your crossover through 6. This will also revert to 164, but it will be irrelevant. This is going to be Earth. This is going to be communication. This is going to be your birth DNA. This one is through Venus. This one is through Venus. This one over here is through Mercury. I'm just using positions. You see, in this one over here, Mercury moves last. In this one over here, I didn't move anything. I completely removed the ace in the deck. What I'm doing is I'm counting ace, 2, 3, all the way up to 13. That's what I'm looking at. And here I'm starting at 2. And this works in Casino War, where the ace is completely out and it's the highest card. And that's where your communication comes in. And this is Earth, birth on Earth, right over here. 1 and 4 equals to your 5. Now, when your 1 and 4 equals to your 5, we're going to go back to these planets over here, okay, where Mercury is the first planet, Mars is the 4th planet. That is my letter N coming together, where Venus is your 2nd planet and Earth is your 4th. And the total between these numbers, there's a whole bunch of totals. 14 and 24 is 38, and that is the creation of the heavens church and the spirit of the church. And gold, the pliable gold. And there's a reason I say it is because number 38 creates CH, creation heaven, and then CH, creation heaven, and in between you have U and R, and that is a total of 39. And that 39 tells me about creation of 10, and it tells me about the skies of Saturn, because those are the numeric values for that number, which also represents 10, which is an addition of A, B, C, D equaling to 10. And there are other ways to 10 that are going to tell us other stories. But when you're in school and you're learning, you learn from the bottom up, A, B, C, D. And I don't care if you know your A, B, C, Ds. This is completely different math. Now, we have Mercury and Mars coming together equaling to 5. We have the 2nd planet and the 3rd planet coming together equaling to 5. When we reconnect the situation where we talked about number 29 somewhere, okay, irrelevant to the fact where we talked about 29. Okay, what I'm going to do is 1 times 6 equals to 6. 1 plus 6 equals to 7. 7 times 6 equals to 42. 2 and 4. Venus and Mars. And 7 plus 6 equals to 13, which is man's bar mitzvah. Okay. The total is your 55. And if you minus it, 42 minus 13, it equals to your 29, which is the same way as number 14, equal to your 5 and 4 equals 20, equals 9. I got them backwards, but that's your 29 or 11, and that's your creation cat jumping right in front of me. There you go. So we have our Venus, Mars coming together here. So here it's showing me that 2 and 4 come together for 6, and 1 and 3 comes together for 4. Now, how do we create 6? We can go, oh, there's many ways. How do we create 4? How do we create 6? What I'm going to do is I'm going to have them right now. When I have it, this will now create the student, 6 and 5, 5 and 6. It says the white student. 29 is the black student. And it's all an extension, right? Starts out black, ends up white. But there is no white. This is beige, my friends. This is beige. This is just another shade. You can just see through my skin. That's all it is. That's all it is. So this becomes 32. And how do you create 32? You create 32 right here with this number here. 16 times 2 equals to 32. But there's another way to do this. We can go 16 over 16. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 and 1 is 2. And this becomes 2 and 3. Here's your magic 12. Your magic 12 of the beginning of A plus B equals C3 plus C. So now you have CC, right? You got a 2cc bicycle. Think it's referring to anything, which is a total of 6. And now you got A times B equaling to 2. Okay, not the same thing. Times C equaling to 6. Here it's a little bit different. Here we equal to C, and then we created from C. 33 coming the command of the Christ. And here it becomes beta creation. It seems like it's a different kind of creation in the multiplication. And the multiplication is a single small square, and the addition is a great big square where you get onto the cross. So I'm not sure which one's real, which one's fake. I put the Mercury Mars together because it's a 5. I said that Mercury is running Mars moons, and or it's sending signals. Mercury sending signals through Mars, in which, since Mercury is sending signals through Mars, what happens is Earth, being the 3rd planet, has Mercury inside of it. Right over here, Mercury is inside of Earth, the 3rd planet. The 4th planet does not have it, but look at that. 4 planet opposite of the 3rd planet. Moons, no moons on Venus. Venus controls the one Earth moon. This is the way I look at it, and this comes together as 5. And this comes together as 5, as Freedom 55. Were they switched? I need to know, Levette, you're out there. Were they switched? Is it possible that this can be going on? Retrograding, forwards, backwards. What's going on? Loop to loops. What's going on in this roller coaster ride in outer space? Outer space. Space. Creation of day and night. You see, they created day and night, and the numeric value for space is 44, which creates the 16 hours a day and the 8 hours a night to create the 24-hour day. It's telling you in black and white, which is 7 and 8. How else can we create 7 and 8? 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 equals to 7, which equals to 8. Well, how do we create 17? 2 times 5, 2 plus 5 equals to 0, 7 equals to 10 equals to 17. That 17 is the letter Q, G, J. QGJ that comes together. And what's funny about this, first of all, 25 is 1/4. 1/4 represents the sun pass and DNA, 14N. What's funny about this? What was funny? What was I thinking? I was thinking of something. You know, up in arms, right? Is it up in arms? How about turning arms around, right? The Canadian arm, right? You sure it was the Canadian arm? I'm just trying to think why this was so. Oh, yes, right. Because 17, okay, prime doesn't stay prime forever. 17 plus 17 equals to 34. And now you're at DC. Remember the vibration of 2, 3, and 4. Now, if we get one more 17 equals to 51, we're now on Mars. We get one more 17 equals to 68. Now we have the house planet. And 68 is created by the 9 lives of the cat and the clock. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to 8 and 6. And number 24 is the numeric value for cat. 8 and 6 is the division of the gematria gates, because we go up to 7, and once we get to 7, we start coming down again, and that 8 now turns into root 66. Root 66. Right over there. I'm going to be taking a 2-second break. Find something else to say. I'm a little lost for words most of the time. I'm going to read some of the commentary, and I'm going to be back with you in a minute and pull out one or more of my, maybe talk about these 2 sheets that I recreated because they already existed. I just put together their reality. Oh God, here I'll just turn this around and see if we can just. Give me a minute. Oh God. What? What, little kitty? You don't want to stay on me? No, 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 no. Wherever I go, she's always all over me. The minute I pick her up, it's like, okay. Okay, let me look at these comments. Let me look at the comments. In truth brings trust, and in trust brings freedom and security. We have to watch each other's backs. I know we're only 3 people here, but this must linger on. We're in the digital world. How much of this information leaks out? How much gets back? How much of our information, of our thinking, of our energies gets back to look for the way out, that we can wake up the people, because we are imprisoned by the people. Who are we? We are the people. We are imprisoned by the people who don't see the difference. Has anybody ever read, I have to look up, I'm going to go back to what I was doing here, but I just want to go before I lose the thought. What are the 10 commandments? And the reason and the importance of the 10 commandments is there's always a message sent from the other world in code. Okay, number 1 says, you shall have no other gods before me. And since number 1 is in number 3, now I hope these are close. I hope these are close enough to telling to the real ones. You know, I'm not sure what to. What happened to the other one? Where did it go? Okay, that's it. Okay, wow, all my screens keep disappearing. Okay, got it. I think that's it. So you shall have no other God before me. And so we're going to go to number 3. Forget about number 1. We're going to go to number 3. Well, forget about number 3, but 3 is creation. So you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Okay, now, first of all, I don't like this one because they have a O inside of God. So I really don't like this one, but I'll use it anyways. So since if we look at the dice cube, 3 fits inside of 5. But if we were looking at the deck of cards, the 3 is the division of what 6 would be. So we have to look at 3 and 6. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. You shall not murder. Like, why in the world would God come out and tell us not to murder? I mean, shouldn't that be one of the laws of nature? Taking somebody else's life? That's like crazy. You shall not commit adultery. So this is the seventh gate. This is your gateway. The heaven, you shall not steal. Now, steal is the same thing as adultery, is the same thing as murder. 8 overrides 7 and 6. And in the deck of cards, the 6 and the 7 both fit into the 8. Because if you're stealing someone's life, and if you're stealing someone's wife. So 8 fits into 7 and 6. Now 9 takes into the fact of 5. 5 slips all the way into 9 and becomes part of 9. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. Well, so that would mean, who is your neighbor? What does it mean to be a neighbor? And number 10. Number 10 is a concoction of 6 and 4 or 5 and 5 to start with. To start with, 6 and 4 and 5 and 5, because that's where the cube comes in. If you want to go to 10 outside of the cube, you will either add up the first 4 and then you go to number 10. Or what you will do is you'll go 1 and 9 comes together, 2 and 8 comes together, 3 and 7 comes together, 4 and 6 comes together, and always 5 and 5. Always 5 and 5. Honor your father and your mother. So if your father and your mother taught you right and you honored them for your entire life, we wouldn't be in the situation that we are at right now. Now, since gematria shows us the difference between the separation of the seventh gate, do not commit adultery, we have to look at all these different. So anyways, I thought my cat ran away after I picked her up. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, so let's get back to this piece over here. Oh, I said I would read the that's just the best place to be, isn't it? Isn't that the best place to be? Is it? Is it the best place to be? Tell me. Is it the best place to be? I know you're looking at me. Camera shy? Okay. Anyways, we're going to finish with this piece over here. I know she'll move away. I'm not sure what was left. Yeah, so I could have left Venus with Mars would be Venus and Mars would have been. Okay, let me put it on another page so I can go. Oh no. Okay, we were talking about number 17, right? 17Q. Okay, so we were talking about 17. Now 17, although it's created by number 52, and how is 18 created? Can you just sit on the side? I'll give you a little space there. You want some space there? No, not here. Over there. Well, over here. Okay, just, yeah, there's good. Right. Just that's it. Just lie down right there. Okay, so 17 and 17 equals to 34 DC. It started off as QQ, okay, which is actually 88. Okay, 8. So what happens, we're going to put this, Jiminy crickets, I can't do anything here. Okay, she's got a spot. She can't get comfortable. Okay, so 17 and 17 is 34. And 17 is 51. Now you have Mars. Look at that. One more 17. So they installed the 17Q. What does the Q mean? The Q means you connect to you. Unless you're in the other side of the world where Q is not with you, but on this side of the world it is. The total value is 38, creation heavens. This one will create 12 and 7 equaling to 91, which also represents the church and the spirit. Spirit is 76, of course, right? But the spirit, the word, is number 91, the reverse of this. How do we create this? How do we create this? Let's just stay out of it. When we add these together, 17 and 17, 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 5 is now Earth. DNA. Venus. At the same time, we're going to add Neptune into this. There's a whole many equations that go with this. It depends how you split up the 9 numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. But we're going to cancel out 9 and cancel out 1. We're just going to work with 2, 3, 4, and 6, 7, and 8. Okay. And I'm not even going to continue doing this part. I hope I remember for next time. I'm taking out 1 because 1 is inside a 9 and 5 lives inside a 9. So all I need to have is 5. For some reason, I don't need 9. I don't know why. This is the way we have to go. And I can be completely wrong, but this is what I'm doing right now in this situation. Because after this situation, what we're going to be doing is we now have to include 5 and 6 together as one entity. This is where we become the student. Energized to life in the vibration of the spirit of 76 and the heavens to boot. Anyways, stop. I'm fooling around too much. I didn't want to be there. When we add in the third 17, that would be the third 17 to this. That would be 2 and 14. I'm going to add on the 17. You will end up with 21 and 3. A, B, C, 321, which 2 and 1 equals to 3. You now have 3 and 3, and that is our Christ again. In fact, it's not our Christ, it's our Christmas and our reverse to the whole thing, equaling to 110 stories. Twin towers come together, and it's now Christmas. The two of them come together. 3 and 3, it's 3 plus 3, 6. 7 plus 7, 14 equal 5 equals to the student. Student of Mars and controlled by DC, controlling the chaos. 17, 17, 17, 51 plus 17 equals 68, and that is the house planet communication, 9 lives of the cat. Planethouse.com, communication. Communication, angle of transmission, cat, C-A-T, cat. You add one more 17 onto this, you have the matrix. You have one more onto this, you have the birth. 102 is the birth, and it is also for the word Valentine. Why is it birth? Because the 0 equals 6, it becomes 162, and 216 or 216 is a relationship to the birth on the moon. 216, only because it's a multiple of 9 by 24, and the Mayans use that 9 in 1 cycle. The Mayans use the 9 in 1 cycle, weeks and for their weeks. Now, another thing I'm going to say is we have to do this for number 18 and 18 equals 36, and 18 and 18 equals 27. Plus 18, okay, equals, plus 18, okay, there's 2 scenarios going on here. Plus 18 equals 54, and the word sun. And 18, by the way, 18 is your resident angel king. The K equals to the 11th letter. When you play cards, if you're here in Quebec, they will exchange that for an R, and that is your 18th letter. So in your king creation, what you crowned, you created the human light, the TH heaven, time heaven. And it is ruled by TH because that's where the moon comes in. I don't know why, I don't remember why, but that is where the moon comes in the TH. Oh, right, T20, H8, 28. And what happens is that in this roulette, 28 and 29 are connected together, equaling to 57, and we're back to the moon again. Your 29 is your birth, and it is your black birth this time. Before we had the white birth, 56, yo, student, game of craps. And in the game of craps, it's a game of the 7th gate, and you're playing with 2 cubes. This is what happens to 18. So 8 and 7 is 15. Now we're talking about Mars, and it's creation in Mars. Right over here, 315. And because it's Mars, it's now the 366 days to a leap year. Why? Because 1 and 5 equals to 6. This one is 3, it's 3, 6. And I just can put zeros here. And that is your roadway, passing through all the cities, passing through the corona, all the cities. Passing through the corona. Where is that corona? Something to do with a river, something to do with, I'm not sure. So this is number 18. So we have 54 plus 18 equals to 72, plus 18 equals to 90. Now 72 and 35, and I'm getting really tired, have the same mathematical outcome, and it will create the mathematics that's set up for pi. 90 is what happens, as I showed you before, when you add up 2 through 13, it will equal 90. All you're missing is the ace 1. Remember in blackjack, you're allowed to have ace equals 11, and that is your creation in the blackjack. So jack is also known as a hookup. So is that the black negative hookup to DC? Anyways, I'm getting tired. It's been very long. It's been 2 hours. I have one more piece of paper to show you. I'm not even sure if I finished showing you and explaining you this one. Sorry, I'm going to explain to you this one here first. 44. I only create, this is all about creating 8. And I just want to let you know that if you look on a bank machine, the Q, letter 17, number 17, and the Z, number 26, are on number 1. They've moved the Q from the telephone. From number 7, the Q from the gateway, brought it all the way to number 1. And they removed the 26Z from the number 9 from the birth and moved that also to number 1. So they removed number 7 and number 9, the gateway and the birth, to the number 1 key. 44 is your division of all. Right here, 44. 53 on the outside. The numbers told me what to do. Right, and no, we did this one already. We did this one already. 60. This one is all about 11. This one's all about 11, right? See, there's no. See, in one of them, there's a line in the center, and the other one not, because there's no duplicate number that creates the 8. So it makes that division. So one goes in between. If I put this over each other, they're going to fill the opposite gaps because of that. Okay, I'm going to say one thing. I'm not sure if you're still here, Tanya, but you see, it's not for everybody. Not everybody has to be a doctor, but you're still going to go to the clinic. You're not a pharmacist. You still go to, you don't grow cattle at home and you still eat meat, or you don't grow the vegetables at home, but you still eat it. As long as you can see the system, somebody else do it, bringing out the reality, bringing out the truth. That's all you want to know. Oh, that's where the truth is. I understand that. This is the story it's telling me. Is it just a story because the numbers match the words? Perhaps, perhaps. So perfect the way it is? Perhaps. But I don't only do that. I do all these pieces of art that seem to tell me a story. I draw up the gematria division of the 7th gate, 2 sides, and just for the hell of it, this design ended up coming in. See, 3 inside 3, 2 people, 1 on this side, 1 on that side, transmitting together from one world into a new world. Somewhere down here, flip another one of these like an avatar. As long as we find out the truth and people start to wake up, if we can teach our children to know what the truth is, how to decipher it. In fact, if there was a machine that you can input words that were spoken, you would know what decision to take. And eventually everybody will be back onto the old vibration of where we once were. And again, we're on this planet. We're almost like, I believe, maybe we're loners. We're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time, and all the things that you need to do in order to make it a happy time. And we're being, as we came in to be who we are as fleshy robotics. Remember, whoever we were before as ET, we aren't anymore. We've changed. Did we have something against it, but we didn't even know about it? So now we're here, and everything that will evolve on this planet, I mean, no one's here for a very long period of time, and we're just going back to wherever the elastic extension is. I was born into this body, and when it goes, I'll just... You can't be awake in both places. So you dream at night, but our dreams have been blocked. There's something wrong with our dreams. We're not able to travel enough, like the cat. Wakes up, the cat is ready to run all around the house. This is what I believe. At the same time, things are offset, and I'm not sure if you can see this line the way this is designed here. Right? Almost looks like the K, almost looks like the R at the same time. The crown. Anyways, this is the digital world. They're going to have digital, what they used to call the human race. Digital. There won't be anything like this anymore ever again. In how long? In 20, 30, 40, maybe in 100 years from now? The game will be over. They'll have nothing to do. And eventually they'll just give it up and want to do something else because we were transformed into who we are. Just like you transform yourself from birth. You enter into these bodies at birth. Remember, my show is all about entertainment purposes only. What can I know? And all I do is break down everything that the smartest people in the world do. I just make equations out of it. Now I'm going to go over to comments before I go. 29 and holding. Good grief, Charlie Brown. Yep. Stars and numbers. Can you make the omega symbol with 22? The omega symbol with 22. I don't know. I'm not that good. I don't even know what the omega signal looks like. 22. I don't know. I got Q out of that. How come one is not round? What happened to the round one? 22. 22. Well, that looks like 26. Hold on a second. I'm still working on this. The omega, the omega, alpha, omega. Alpha, omega. How do you... No, but I got the letter D out of number 2. Or I got some kind of animal here. There's a... Well, how about this one? Go look at the bicycle card. You can see that's 88, and there's just 2 people here. Just having a good time, right? Just wearing one hat. You know, you got the one eye. You got the 2 eyes or the one eye. They're looking that way, or they're looking that way, or that way. Right? The king. Did we do this before? The king, the queen, and the jack. 1 and 3. 4 and 4. 4 and 0. Sorry. 1 and 3. 0 and 4. 2 and 2. And I'm talking about the eyes on the cards. 5, 10, and 15. 5, 25, 5. So if you notice, this is our vibration. And this is our birth. VALENTINE. It wasn't teen. It was tine. Fine tine. 22 plus 1 plus 12 plus 5 plus 14 plus 20 plus 9 plus 14 plus 5. 5, 19, 28, 48, 62, 67, 79, 80, 102. And that's your birth. 216. That's the number for the birth in the moon to this vibration. 18 by 18. If I get that right, I think it's 324. These are your kings and queen. I'm talking about the number of eyes they have. At the same time, this will become 6, this will become 8, this will become 4, this will become 2, this will become 0, this will become 4. Where do I get all these numbers from? These numbers happen to be when you count both sides of the cards. But the diamond is special. Diamond's a special card. Yeah, very tired, exhausted. 6 and 9 Pisces. That's the yin and the yang. So is everything 6-2? Well, you get buried 6 feet down, 2 feet up. A Chevy, 57 Chevy. Yeah, Chevy to the levee. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indians, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little Indians, 6 little, 7 little, 8 little Indians. Today is 420. Absolutely. Let the river flow. Raphael 7286. Somebody just showed up. If you got a question for me, go ahead, because I am exhausted and it's 1020. 1020. Almost like 1020. Oh my God. 1020 is like 420. Same thing. Because the opposite in the cube of 10, see, I can make up any story. The opposite of the cube of 10 is 4. But anyways, the most you can get in a square, the most you can get in the square. The most you can get in the square. What's the most you can get in the square? You got 4 corners. You can actually get 5 in a square. In a small square, in a triangle. Anyways, tired, too tired. That's it. Thank you, Robin. Alpha Omega. Can you make the Omega symbol with 22? I got to remember what the Omega signal is. I got to look that up. I'm just so tired. Omega. Oh, 2 kissing. Where am I? 2 kissing. Well, didn't I just do that? You got to look at that again. Oh, well, first of all, it's not 22. Okay. I look at it as 52. I like to look at it as I look at it as 2 and 5. No, you can look at it any way you want. So we take this around like that, and like that, and like that. I'm just trying to think of something. It almost looks like a tree. Like a magnet. I don't know. It's around our heads. Somehow it's around our heads. That's what it looks like. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus.